Hey guys, Mr. Markcoos here. Kind of just try and change it up a bit. None of this boy anymore. Can't be arsed with that. So yeah, Mr. Markcoos here, and back to Markcoos Mafia. Some Merry Christmas basically to all of you who celebrate Christmas, and if you don't, then hope you had a nice holiday. Stuff like that sort. But yeah, I've been getting some messages saying, "Am I dead?" What? I just taking a rest, man. Just taking a rest. Don't know what you're all saying if I'm dead for. But anyway, New Year's is also coming up, so. Happy New Year's, Merry Christmas, blah blah blah, as expected. But of course, still not changed the kits yet. Still have so much stuff to do. But MLO just taking a little bit of a break here and there. Basically, just taking a break off YouTube in general. But of course, first match of this episode. There's 2 matches in this episode. There'll be 2 matches in the next episode and all that sort of stuff. But I will eventually get the kits done and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this guy was pretty good actually. He wasn't too much of a spammer, but he was a relatively decent player. Tried to play his best football, but he did try and play the through balls quite a lot of times. But Jackermack gets it back, gets it to Hologou. Hologou plays it to Galaska. Galaska back to Hologou. Hologou just takes it past him. Nothing he can do. He thinks I'm going to sweat it back. I just take a shot and it's an absolutely fantastic finish. So with that being said, 28 minutes on the clock. Vollum with the ball for my opponent. Plays a nice ball through to Minandinho. Minandinho with a shot. Keeper with a good save. Straight back to Minandinho and he pops in the back of the net. Now, I was a bit pissed off with that goal, really, because of the fact that it just wasn't really deserved. But then he hit the post, Glasgow got it back, Vollum hit it away, Hologou gets it, and from this I just counter-attack. Counter-attacking in this game is quite good, really. I mean, if you can get a good counter-attack going, you will most likely score a goal, because it's just the fact that it's not particularly difficult to counter-attack. So Van Barad gets played for on goal by Minandinho, runs through, chips the goalkeeper like an absolute beast that he is. And that is that. So at half-time, it was 2-1 to me. Still can't believe I'm still playing in the green. I'm like some sort of like Manchester United playing, like early Man United playing in green because I want to play in red. But anyway, 5 shots, 5 on target. Pass completion is 73%, I believe it was. So it's not too bad, really. I mean, it could be worse. I could be playing with like 50% pass completion, which I would really hate. But nice ball from Mandinho through to Glasgow. Glasgow through on goal, and Glasgow does what he does best and just pops it in the back of the net. I've not done a commentary. I just noticed I've done a commentary in about like 3 months. This is ridiculous. Anyway, Miram gets the ball back quite fortunately, really, and then I just play another through ball. Really, he does intercept the Richard Harty, but it goes straight through to Glasgow. Glasgow just rounds past the keeper, pops in the back of the net, and 4-1 to moi. And then I give the ball away. Vollum gets the ball. Gets it. I think he actually does get it through to Minandinho runs through. Pacini can't stop him. And Minandinho hits the post, and then he scores, because it comes right back to him. So in the 86th minute, Miram on the ball, plays a really nice through ball. I mean, that's not a spamming ball, that's like, I actually waited for that, it was a perfect pass. Minandinho really should score from a nice little chip attempt, but it doesn't really happen. But it doesn't really matter, because we basically won the game by this point. I mean, yes, he does get through on goal with Ackerberg. He's about to get a shot away. He does get a shot away, but Leisenthal makes a pretty good save, clear it, and that was that. So basically, I was just trying to get back into the groove of playing a game. I hadn't really played it in quite a while, like as it is. I don't really play games as often as I used to, and MLO, like, my internet's been absolutely dreadful. That's probably like the best excuse I can probably give you. It's not even an excuse, it's actually the truth. My internet's absolutely terrible. So basically, I'm trying to get away with trying to upload YouTube videos when you can't really, because your internet's dreadful. So yeah, basically trying my best. So with that being said, we have 345 as our rating. We went 9 up after that. I mean, it's pretty good. We're basically playing decent football, and that guy in the background is an absolute pain. Yeah, basically, because I can't use. You said you didn't want music in the background. You wanted the game in the in-sound game, the in-game sound. That's what is going to be in the background for the majority of the times when I'm in the menus. So annoying, but I mean, I've sort of got used to it, which is quite funny. Oh yeah, that's the best bit. Yeah, I actually went out and bought Rakitsky. I have 254 points. 254 points? I think it's 254 points. But I have him, and I was like, yeah, new defender. So I just went out and signed him, and I was like, who the hell is he? Because I didn't actually know who he was. I think he plays for Shakhtar Donetsk, I want to say, because I'm sure I saw him in a Champions League match against Manchester United, and he was a pretty good defender in real life. So I was like, well, that's pretty good. So That being said, we're into the second and final match of this episode, and it was against a guy who was playing as Barcelona as his default team, as majority of people are. I had a chance to get 6 consecutive wins here, because I've like hardly lost. I think I've only lost 1 game in the MLO so far, so it wasn't too bad. And like in this game, we had to play Cho in midfield, and we had to play. I think Rakitsky didn't actually play. I think he wasn't feeling particularly well. But in the first minutes of the match, I mean, we get down the left-hand side. He can't really stop us, but he does sort of stop us. But then he does sort of stop us completely. I don't know what I'm saying. But Volum gets through. My Volum gets it back. Pacini on the ball here. Waits. Gets a nice ball through to Van Barad. To Vratikov. Vratikov just uses some strength off the ball. Plays a nice through ball through to Glasgow. Glasgow throw on goal. Glasgow for shot. And off the post. So hitting the post in the first minutes is it's a bit annoying, but I mean, it's not really too bad. I have done worse. I usually concede early, and then I usually come back and somehow win. But yeah, I mean, in this game especially, it's quite vital to score first and then just counter attack, but good counter attack. None of this just through ball crap. So in the 6th minute of the match, he's getting through on goal with Gabigol. Plays a nice ball through to Menandinho. Menandinho with a nice shot. Weisenthal with a good save. Pacini gives it straight to the guy, and the guy just pops in back of the net. So, losing 1-0 in my game where I could get 6 consecutive wins, and I'm just not doing well. But Richard Harty there does a nice little interception, and this goal is absolutely fantastic. I actually remember this goal. Absolutely amazing. Van Barad plays through. Makavshire just continued to run, and a nice little ridiculous Decanio finish with a sort of... But it was a chip shot, but he sort of did the Decanio scissor kick, so that was quite cool. And then in the 45th minute, he runs down the left-hand side, Makavshire passes it back, and somehow gets a penalty for that, but I was a bit pissed off with that. But from the penalty decision, he takes it with Jack Marak, and he hits it wide. I actually jumped the wrong direction completely, and I don't know why. Usually I jump the right direction. Usually I just jump the exact same direction every single time. But good block by Jack Marak there. Again, Weisenthal making a pretty decent save. Volum gets the ball back here. Gets to Menandinho. Menandinho gets a shot away. Weisenthal again with a very, very good save. So, half time in this game, and it was 1-1. I mean, we weren't playing particularly the best football. Neither was my opponent, but they were doing all right. I mean, he had better pass completion than me because his team was slightly better. He had more shots and whatnot. And when you have a slightly better team, you basically should be not dominating, but you should actually have a better just play in general. So in the 68th minute here, Volum on the ball for him, Volum on the ball for me, just doing a little thing. And what the hell is that? Gabigol gets through on goal, and he scores. And I was a bit pissed off because Richard Harty, and whoever else was the other one, it might have been Roderick, just decided, oh, I'll just let the ball go past, as you do. But in the 78th minute, he makes a mistake, plays Glasgow through on goal, Glasgow with a shot. His keeper makes a relatively decent save. From the corner kick, Glasgow of course takes it. He always hit the near post in the corner kick. He usually always scores. Really weird, really weird, because Volum pops it in, and he doesn't score here. But I get the ball back to Glasgow, and Glasgow's just like, well, I'll just take my time. Skins past Makavshire, not going to get anywhere near him, and he just has a really composed finish. I mean, we'll look at that for composure. But then in the 82nd minute here, get the ball with Van Barad. We basically had gone not full out attacking here, but we basically knew that we had a chance here. So Vratikov eventually gets it here, skins past Coimbra, tries to get a shot away, and it goes out for a corner kick. From the corner kick, Jack Ramak to take it. 83 minutes on the clock, hits it into the near post once again, because for some reason the near post OP. Vratikov gets a header on it, and it goes out for another corner kick because he cannot stop it with Jack Ramak. So in the 84th minute, Glasgow now again taking it from the other side, hitting it into that near post sort of place, and Eva Guest it comes out and just casually grabs it. Now from this, he actually gives it to me like straight back, and well, he doesn't give it to me straight back. He sort of attempts to throw it out and just goes straight to me. But Pacini then on the ball, try to play ball right back to Weisenthal, but Menandinho just sort of gets through on goal, and I was really pissed off when this happened because he was skinning on all my players, and I was like, what the hell? And then I very fortunately get the ball back, and Vratikov there, a nice little shot. I mean, by the end of this game, it was so end to end. It was like a basketball game. It was absolutely fantastic, and getting all these shots away, getting that whatnot, and then in the last minutes, Glasgow on the ball. Look at that for a shot feint. Absolutely skins Makavshire, gets a shot away. Keeper makes an absolute great save. and it goes out for another corner. So it's getting really tight here, really tight at the end. 2-2 was I think, I'm sure 2-2, I don't actually know if 2-2 was the final score or not. Well, we'll find out, because Vollum here on the ball, gets it, tries to get back, and then this is absolutely hilarious. Markcoos, Gabigol's making the run. I see that Menandinho's wide open. I was just like, having none of it. Markcoos absolutely takes him out, and I was like, oh, it must be a red card. It's a definite red card. Definite red card. Ref gives a yellow. I was like, pff. It's like, well, I wasn't really too pissed. I wasn't really too pissed off at all, but my opponent was not so happy. He sort of messaged me with some very bad words, and I was accepting it. I was like, no problem, mate. It was a really dirty tackle. I didn't really deserve to get away with it, but I was really surprised I got away with it. Like, the game, that is quite a problem, really. But in literally the last minutes in the match, trying to make a little run of Markcoos, trying to make up for the fact that he just hacked the absolute hell out of a player. But it didn't really matter, because 2-2 was the final score against a guy who was relatively decent, so it was alright. I mean, I had pass completion of 60, so it actually went down, but his went down as well, so I was a bit happy with that. But Eva Gesic for him got man of the match, which was pretty decent for me, really, because that means I attacked like hell. I went up by 1, he went up by 2. Yeah, that's really about it. So if you haven't enjoyed this episode of the Markcoos Mafia, nothing really. Subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.